So, what makes me think, Rick, we're going to go from the iconic to the sublime? Is that who I think it is?
It might be.
All right. Look who's just talking to Booker T. Jones. But what would be the opposite of a really big celebrity? What do you think, Rick?
A book to a Bork?
A book to a Bork. A book to a Bork. Mr. Bugenhugen, how are you, sir?
Bam, I'm here.
Drop that microphone and get on the air. All right, buddy. We're here. It's just Rick and I today, so we're going to talk sports because we don't have to explain everything to Rachel. But so you've got your big week coming up. I guess if you on the calendar, this is your biggest week of the year, but certainly musically.
By far. But first, hello, Rick.
Hey there.
Rick had that look like somebody's talking to me.
Yeah. Like the servant, the king looked your way. Oh.
It's like in The Butler. The president noticed me.
Does his throat still work?
Well, to answer your question, Jacob, we're proud of all the music we do here,
Sure.
but nothing even comes close to our Rossanathon, and it's the high point of our year. Every year, people are so moved by this thing, it changes their lives. People cry, they scream. It's something I just can't even properly describe. It's very beautiful.
Take just a moment, although we've talked about it in the past, Steve, to explain the tie-in.
So Rossan Roland Kirk was a legendary sax player. He died in 1977, the same year that we opened Eulippia, and Eulippia was named after a song by Rossan called Theme for the Eulippians. And so we've had this Rossan connection since we were kids, and then when we closed Eulippia and wanted to open our jazz club, we wanted to keep the Rossan connection, and he played a horn that he named the Stritch, so that's why we're called Cafe Stritch now. And Steve Toure, who's the leader of the band during Rossanathon, played with Rossan when he was only 19, and so when Steve agreed to do this, it really took it to a different level. And then James Carter is simply one of the greatest players in the world today. So what we do with this thing is just blow people's minds. We can never even come close to breaking even financially, but that's okay. This is all done for the love of the music, and people in the jazz community really appreciate it.
Well, God bless you for that. Is Steve Toure, was he with the Saturday Night Live band?
He has been for 32 years.
Yeah, so I guess my guess was good.
Absolutely.
It seems to me I had him, and you might ask him, when I produced the Palo Alto Jazz Festival. I think he came out. Woody Herman was there, and I believe Steve was there as well, but you might check with him on that.
I've heard him talk about Woody Herman, so I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Toure played with Santana and Ray Charles.
Right.
He's been a professor at Juilliard and Manhattan School of Music for 30 years. He's the real deal, and he's recorded as much trombone music in the studio as any person in the world.
And he's played the conch shell, hadn't he?
He calls them the sanctified shells. He's got a whole bunch of conch shells, and one of the high points every year is the tunes when he brings out the shells. He plays two at once sometimes. They only play one tone. And one of the things he does that's so eerie, it's actually making the hair on the back of my neck stand right now, is he plays the shells into the piano. And so what happens is the piano strings resonate with the conch shell tone and creates this very eerie, beautiful, beautiful sound, and the crowd goes completely berserk. So Steve's really a great performer.
Well, okay, so is it a 3-day event? Is it Wednesday through Saturday or 4-day or whatever?
Wednesday through Sunday, 5 days. We actually are screening at Camera 3 with my buddy Jack Nybaum. On Wednesday, we're showing a film called The Case of the Three-Sided Dream, which is a documentary about Rossan, Wednesday night at 7.
Okay.
Followed by a panel discussion at Stritch, 3 nights of Toure and company, and then Sunday night we have Sunelius Smith, who played with Rossan on many albums, playing another gig. So the whole week is a big Rossan tribute.
Now, I met his widow there a couple years ago. Does she still come?
Dorothan will be here the whole time. She's sort of a fairy godmother and spreads her pixie dust on the whole thing.
Oh, how sweet. Okay, folks want to get tickets, or is it sell out?
The big Toure events are $50. It's our only expensive ticket of the whole year. People can go to Brown Paper Tickets. If they can't afford it, call me, and I'll bring them in for free.
You're sweet. Steve Borkenhagen from Cafe Stritch. Is going to be a very special week indeed, and we'll talk to you soon, partner. Thanks.
And I'd really love it if you and Rick and Rachel would all come and be my guests.
Well, we, you know me, I'm asleep at that time. I'm just the opposite schedule to you, Mr. Rip Van Winkle, since you don't get up before 11 and I don't stay out past 8. So I don't even know how, if it wasn't for golf, we'd never see each other.
Rachel and I were going there.
Rachel, are you guys going?
Yeah, we're going to go there.
All right, good. So
Rick,
you got that going for you. All right, buddy. Love you. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So really, you're going, huh?
I like the conch shell bit because, like, part of it sounds really skillful and a long time to master. Another part of it just sounds like, what if I take this wrench and throw it at a piano and then just hope people respect me for it?
Well, what's interesting is he said it only plays one note.
My lower intestines have a greater range of melody.
But it's a little odd that you play two at once. Could we hear like another A flat? Yeah, that'd be great. So that's coming up this week. So who knows?
Like us at facebook.com/rtsjazz.